Hey everyone, Stu G here, and on this video we're going to look at the Kilt pedal, which is my signature pedal with JHS pedals, and the difference between version 1 and version 2. Sometimes see some things online talking about how version 1 is better or whatever, and all we did was made it a smaller footprint, and we took the boost off, added the red remote, and just changed the EQ a little bit. Yeah, I just wanted to show you the difference and how you can like match them up so that they're really close, if that's the kind of thing you want to do. Me personally, I want to, you know, with any pedal, I'll get a sound that I like, I'll stick with that, and then it's up to the mix engineer to kind of, you know, carve out low end or whatever it is to fit into the mix. Anyway, it's a nice experiment to do. Let's see if we can match up the version 1 and the version 2. So here's everything with the controls on the drive section at noon. I've got the gains both down and the low cut not engaged. So this is completely flat, everything at noon. And yeah, this is the clean tone. And then here's version 1. Okay, so version 1, it's very bright. You know, I would never have used the tone at noon, but it's just for the demonstration purposes. This is version 1 with everything at noon. So let's check out what version 2 is like with everything at noon. So as you can see, that is quite a bit darker, and that's on purpose. I asked Josh if we could just shift the EQ point of the EQ control, because I tend to set my amps a lot brighter than maybe some people, but that's a British thing. Okay, so yeah, let's just compare those again. Here's version 2. And here's version 1. So you can hear that's really quite a bit brighter. So here's some settings where I've got them sounding pretty much the same. So here's the version 1. Version 2. So you can hear they really similar now, like the high end's very similar. There's, you know, slightly different characteristics, but I would never, I've never done this exercise before because I consider them to be different pedals, but you can get a very similar sound out of the version 2 as you can the version 1. And don't forget that when you send your tracks to mix, they're going to EQ them differently anyway, so make them fit into the track. So yeah, we get all up inside ourselves sometimes, but they're very similar, and I prefer the version 2 for the slightly darker EQ and the fact that it's got the red remote on it so that I can use it for flipping it into fuzz mode as well. So we've done the comparison of version 1 and version 2 Kilt just on the crunch setting, and I just want to show you how I use my Kilt version 2 in my pedal board right now. So there's some advantages with version 2. Obviously the size, the footprint is smaller, and I love the EQ tweak that we made. Plus, I love the red remote feature. So I'm pretty much at noon here, and I've got gain 1 engaged. So I definitely use that as like it's definitely an overdrive, and it's definitely like a second stage gain type sound that I use. So yeah, here's the clean sound. And with the Kilt gain 1, this is how I use it live. Great sound, I love that sound. And then you'll notice that I've got gain 2 engaged. Well, gain 2, if gain 1 and gain 2 are both engaged and they're on, it's a fuzz sound. So I switched that from my PBC here. So let's see what that sounds like. Awesome. It's so versatile, and so I use that. So obviously I have song presets, and sometimes when I switch into like a drive sound, I don't have the red remote engaged, and then maybe for a lead tone I do. So it's kind of something like that. So one thing that I think is worth showing you is my gain stages. I have like 2 or 3 different overdrive options here. And so at the minute, here's the clean sound. Now the only thing that's on is the Jackson Prism here, because I use that as a tone shaper. If I turn that off, it's hardly any difference, right? Just a little bit thinner and boosted a little bit. So I do use it as a boost sometimes. It'll give me some dirt if I want it to, but pretty much I have it set to unity gain, and I use the tone controls to either fatten or thin the sound. I can kind of carve a little bit out. So that's on now. So currently I'm using the tilt overdrive as a slight little crunch sound. So any Delirious fans would kind of, know the sort of deeper thing. It's just that little tiny bit of crunch. And oftentimes if I want to punch into something that's a bit harder, or even a lead line of some sort, I'll put the Kilt on. So it's stacked now, right? The tilt and the Kilt. So that's the tilt and the Kilt stacked. Let's turn the tilt off and just hear the Kilt. And with the tilt on again. So you can hear it's just got that little bit more aggression. Then what I do if I want to do a big lead solo, so I've got the 2 pedals stacked there, is that I use the Benson Germanium Fuzz here as a boost. So you heard that switch on, right? So that's my gain stages, and I can switch in various degrees of that and use them kind of separately. So there you are. We got that sound pretty close. I know you can kind of go in there and kind of, you know, say, oh, it's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But, you know, honestly, for me, it's pretty close. And I prefer version 2. I tend to run my amps real nice and bright. I guess it's a British thing, you know, the Vox AC30 and the Marshall stuff. If you listen to bands like Blur and Graham Coxon, you know, they're so in your face and bright, and I love that. So that's the kind of thing that I do. And so I love the EQ on the version 2. I love the red remote capability to flip it into fuzz whenever I want to. And yeah, I love the Kilt. I thank you all for the great support of it. And yeah, may it last for many more years. So thanks for watching today. If you've enjoyed this, like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.